What's going on, everybody? Vince Goodrum here. It is still Sunday afternoon and just about finished with work here. Uh, and I've been answering a couple of emails lately, and one of them was kind of strange and wanted to know my opinion as far as Frank Tufano losing money and whether he was going to go bankrupt or not. I previously did a video scorning him for spending so much money on YouTube as far as advertising is concerned. Regardless as to how big of a business you have, you should never spend that much money in a year's time with Google ads. But as far as him going bankrupt, no, he's not going to go bankrupt at all. Honestly, he's probably a lot smarter business person than you think. And guys, if you think that he's doing this fresh meat thing just for the heck of it and is not making any money, you're crazy. That's just plain stupid. Of course, Frank Tufano is making money. He's making a whole shitload of money. And I'm going to tell you why, because if you look at his products, a lot of his products, he's just selling low cuts of fat and gristle and everything for a high dollar amount of money. When it comes to bone marrow, for example, you can get that at a grocery store for super cheap. Yet he's selling it at a premium price, and people are buying it. Obviously, look how many employees that he has. Look at the facility that he has. That thing costs. That's at least $10,000-$20,000 a month just to run a facility like that. So you think he's not making any money? That's just crazy. It's like me, for example. When I tell people that I don't make any revenue from YouTube, I'm technically correct that I don't get any money from YouTube, but I am making money doing YouTube videos. And that's the difference between word and perception, And you have to listen to a couple of key things. Now, he says he still keeps his bartending job. And most people in any day and age, and if you go out to any type of, normal small city, a bartender, makes a modest income with tips. However, the place that he actually lives, you can easily, if you're a bartender in New York or Los Angeles, you can easily make a six-figure income just by being a bartender. And most of that is cash money from tips. I had a friend of mine, Robert, a long time ago. He was a bartender at Barley's back in the late 90s. Me and him worked together at Montgomery Ward when we were on commission selling, electronic parts and everything. One day we went out to Annabelle's, and he went ahead and picked up the tab, and he pulls out this big old wad of money. And, Barley's is a pizzeria in Asheville, North Carolina, and at the time it's super popular. It's still super popular these days. They have one out in Greenville. But when it comes down to the amount of money he was making, he was getting about at least $200 a day just from bartending. It was, so bartending, you can make a lot of money there. And I'm sure that Frank Tufano is making just about as much money. So, what kind of point am I trying to make? Well, it's simply this: nobody does anything for free. Nothing is nonprofit. Even in nonprofit organizations, part of a lot of that money that you donate, usually goes to the salary of the workers there. It doesn't really go to, the actual causes. It actually goes to the employees that work for the cause. See how that works? A nonprofit organization that only brings in $1 million, you have the person that owns and runs it pays himself about $300,000 a year. You know, so as far as some of the comments about him going bankrupt, that's not going to happen. Neither is it for vegan gains. Is it's not going to happen for most people because most people are not going to allow themselves to go bankrupt. There are exceptions, and the only exceptions is when people don't manage their funds wisely and subsequently end up going bankrupt. And now, with that being said, I think Tufano is running a very risky business because people will eventually catch on and see exactly what he's actually selling. His business is obviously not a scam. He has a legitimate business, but when you look at the actual products, but I have to let people be the judge of things. It's a good hustle. No different than my business there, to where I'm, running websites, doing gold commodities, cryptocurrency, and a lot of other work that's done. So there's not really any big deal as far as that's concerned. There's no controversy. There's not even any reason to have even had a question as far as to whether someone's making money or whether someone tells you that they're losing money, they're doing something as nonprofit. And again, I'm going to reiterate this to you. There's no such thing as a nonprofit business. Okay? The purpose of a business is to make money, to make a living. That's all I got to say for today. Take care.